Bureau meeting of the African Union Institutional Reform was convened, at which His Excellency President Mahama underscored the need for deep-seated reforms in the way that the African Union operates.
Onipo kase yon munyafo Felix Kwacho Fusua wono ene amanebofo ana omaino echiame okasa ema omampanin na wamano ensi ha wasa chechem de chere so omampanin John Dramani Mahama efa so ekọ Energy Summit ye no African Development Bank ena ehihye omne ekwaku ahodo bi na botae ne se yen ahoɔdenneɛ emu nsenkaye ɛho abrabɔ ɛwɔ se atutu ne yie bibimaamu nti ne chefen wo mu no wɔde kokɔbo anhye mu no.
President then went to Tanzania, where he had been invited to participate in an energy summit organized by the World Bank, the African Development Bank, the Rockefeller Foundation, and other organizations. The objective of the summit was to discuss ways of extending access to energy to underserved areas within Africa. And so the heads of state met following an earlier meeting by ministers of energy of various African countries. Each head of state took his turn, I beg your pardon, to elaborate briefly on what the commitments to this objective were and what they had done in order to ensure its realization. President Mahama recounted Ghana's experiences and shared the strategies that he in particular adopted to get us out of the perennial energy problems that we've had, and took the opportunity to advise against some missteps or mistakes that have been made in the past.
On Munyafo Felix Kwacho Fusuni in the century Salamat Kukwa Pencil and a Diamani boy a buyer.
Na abele some weeks in here, and now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebo nipa bitin ade debre se wonumunsa na saa dibra wade se wonumunsa no asasa emrase bejafie ne fa bi a yefre ne se appointment committee no evete wonum hwese omu se fata se saa dibre no yade se wonumunsa na omu ye evete after vetting no omu de akoma emrase bejafo se ane ya tutu wonumu ano no omu se fata ntia ni wonumuntum enne womagye asoafo enson atomu a womukwasa ase aye wonumu atuma na womunie ononyamfo Emmanuel Amakofibu a womagye na atomu se onkoye aduma Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Dr. Frank Amoakohene womagye na atomu se onko Asantemantem no onkoye soafo Honorable Tia Ibrahim Wanonso emra sebejafo agye no atomu se onfa nani nkyere North East region na wonkɔhwɛ mantem no so Owura Akamugri Atanga Donatus Onoso eko Upper East region okwa akɔhwɛ mantem no so sesoafo omu eka ho bieye Emmanuel Kojo Ejekum okwa akɔyɛ Minister of State Special Initiatives Linda Oklo Greater Accra region ha enkramantem yadi amane sesoafo a wono so ebehwe so Owura Kenneth Gilbert Ejeyi Okwa Works Housing and Water Resources no akwa akɔhye ehwonom so Second Deputy Speaker ya owomra sebejafie Honorable Andrew Amwakwasiama enne na watena adwam na watena adwam wɔkyerɛ sɛ committee na koye na adwuma nyina wie ti wo gina adwuma a wo mkoye no so na ya gye saa ewura anom yi ene ewura anom eka ho ya gye wonum atom sɛ asoafo sei na course wo mrase bedafie.
The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Honorable members, this House has therefore approved His Excellency the President nomination of Honorable Emmanuel Amakofibu as Minister Designate for Lands and Natural Resources. Honorable Tia Ibrahim as Minister Designate for Northeast Region. Dr. Frank Amoakohene as Minister Designate for Ashanti Region. And Honorable Akamugri Atanga Donatus as Minister Designate for Upper East Region. Honourable members, on behalf of the House, let me extend our congratulations to the newly approved Ministers of State. We wish them well.
Congratulations, we wish them well. Emawunum etirinkwa. The Atese Okase, second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honourable Andrew Amoakun Esiama, Emmanuel Akole William Gentu, Yamra Sebejafo Amanebo, NCA for TB.
Now, for our different Rashebe Jamba, ye be nis Edom Kasiaba, Denny, or when young former Yaraga, Edis Subia Kotum Rashebe Jam say, Woman Shania pension, who are dear for Mam Rashebe Jafo, no more point Juma, and also Mokwa whom be Jemu and no more film Rashebe Jamuam, Yenya Bibi at the Bebo on Hobra. Or say, Sa pension, she shall never born more nei and in Chilima, Ebem Rashebe Jafo in a free say. And nay, so sham Rashebe Jafo that phone be. Bra womo bre. Asetem ya ye den dia ma omo a omo do hia brubro mu ebi mu de kum koto ne to anwa prada so enti so ma nhwe no ma ntutu na mo bi enne yi a daachi ensem be ha wo mu se semra hye bedwafo ye hyeda aye ahopon de pension ehhye bi de amomo a se wakofie yare mu enyini mu anaso ohaw bi mu no o kakra bi asabe ode podwenti won sore na won sresre sika sa den ya nanom rahye bedwani wo kofie no alapa no enti just wosre en wadi enya asempenti en omo pe pension amam rahye bedwafo
to design a pension scheme that will cater to the needs of parliamentarians when they decide not to run for office again, or they run but they lose their elections and they are no longer here in this house. Mr. Speaker, it is a noble thing to decide to serve your constituency in this house, and sometimes people serve for a very long time, and in my instance, I was here since 20 years ago. I know of colleagues in this house who have been here for the past 24 years, and yet those people leave this house without an adequate pension arrangements to cater for their needs so that they can live in dignity when they leave this house. There is a perception that we are all very rich and we are well-to-do, but many of you in this chamber know that that is far from reality. There are many of us who are not that well-to-do and haven't prepared very well before coming to this house and have had a difficulty throughout their stay in this house maintaining their constituencies and themselves.
Na se ye ba be ye pension hye abo ho foto odi a osu se ba bi e betimi anya sika afidi abo ho brani.
That is going to be funded from the revenue from carbon credit. We believe that the carbon credit market is one that has not been fully explored by Ghana. And so if we put in place the right infrastructure for carbon credit markets and we put members of parliament in charge of ensuring that all the policies and programs that enable Ghana to gain so much from trading in carbon credit in the international market, some of those revenues can go into the pension fund of members of parliament. And because members of parliament will be benefiting enormously from that fund, then all members of parliament, including past members of parliament, will become more devoted to all the measures that need to be put in place in order to deal with emission challenges.
Na onipa yatini ni onumanyafo mama yarga okasa wieye ena okan kwe central mrahye bedwani onumanyafo Patrick Aboama enso de kakra efo aso na wose nokre enkrofo bi wa adwen bi sa oyem mrahye bedwani a woda apem so enti sa o enti se nipa no kuta adwen bi sa oyem mrahye bedwani woda apem so na akwa ahomegye mu so ayesan fa ne sa woda apem so enso so na abehwe no kapre. Pension in
his statement, he rightly attributed the fact that the public out there believe that members of parliament are rich. Yes, they have a right to believe so because of the way we also carry ourselves out there. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, it's also primarily because of the way our parties also organize our parliamentary primaries, the kind of resources we are able to marshal and mobilize to go and win primaries. the distribution of items also gives credence to the fact that we are a rich class. Mr. Speaker, we also need to watch that. Mr. Speaker, the public doesn't even know that the car loans we take are deducted from us, our salaries and our source, and that we make the right contributions towards the cars that we drive, and that the Member of Parliament pays his or her driver, and it comes from the same salary, unlike other Article 71 office holders who enjoy all those benefits.
Onipa yatine kasei eyon munyafo Patrick Boamma okan kwe Central Mrashe Bedwani ne de achi na sahwibo di Mrashe Bedwani onmunyafo Samson Ahinso edi wei etoso.
I've been here for 20 years, but I don't have any security. If I should leave Parliament today, I don't have any security to guarantee how I'm going to survive in this country. So I want to commend Harry, the majority leader, for this proposal. All of us must embrace it and ensure that it comes to realization, so that today is not, you are in Parliament, so you think that you don't need it. But don't forget, the way that you came here, in the same way that you live here. So let's all come together and then support this proposal, so that tomorrow, when we are not more in Parliament, we can also get something to survive on.
Onipa yatine kasa chei sahwibo di Mrashe Bedwani onmunyafo Samson Ahi yensentrefo mienu ato nkrafi Mrashe Bedwam onmunyafo Emmanuel Akoli and William Gento Esanmane Dry Bones won de amanebui ebaye
na ekuo ye fra wonum sa Democracy Hub na wapani ba ko a wono so woka ho bie ye fra no Oliver Baka Vamawo na enne appointment committee ye wo Mrashe Bedwafie to nsafre ne se womre na ensem yinu eda social media so a saa nsem no eda social media so no empointen sa de kire ne se eye wono ene wo kire nsa nsem ne de to ho de edi kan wo kire se NDC Mrashe Bedwafo ya omu wo committee no so appointment committee yo mu ye vetin no womu de bribe ansa na womu akototo womu aye didi braso mu nso womu akototo womu ano enti de ekoso ono kra de aye scameses keke na bra Oliver Baka Vamawo ekopie mu wo committee no animu ne no ene wono nko anekoye oni a lawyer fo mienu na atodaze ena Victor Kujoga Adawudu oni womu na koye na bra womu duru ho no ena nana atodaze kire mu de akire committee no se de edikan post ba kono a womu kire se eye Oliver ena kire to ho no mo se NDC Mrashe Bedwafo no ati committee so eje bribe no enye wono ena wo kire saade no na eye MPP fo womusuafo no a womu kire nioma to social media so no ena kire de share no enti eno no de enya ono Oliver Baka Vamawo no ena kire ye MPP asuafo a wo social media no.
They will go straight to the second, particularly to the second statement allegedly posted by him, and clearly states that that statement is fake. He never wrote that statement. He never uttered that statement. He never posted that statement. That statement says, with your permission, that NDC members on the vetting committee take money from Mahama's ministerial nominees before approving them. The Deputy Speaker must submit himself to order. This is not from Mr. Baka Vorma, and that's where we end that on our side.
Ya pasa ya kamu obi ate ase se saa post no a edikan no emfini ne nten ave post a etosumienu no ena nana atodaze eji atum se eno de eya abrante Oliver Baka Vamawo ena okaye na no krampo no enka ye wa abasobo bi anka se ye de ma na kire se oye hwese burowa wono na wo gba amane na ma ne bone se ya mpampa se appointment committee no eje bribe dia ene yamfo mu nkoma worafo na orafoɔ ntototo mu ano hwɛ sɛ ampaniampa sɛ wɔmogye bribe a enti deɛ wɔno ka no na wɔno momo boa sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ abɔnefosɛm bi a ɛkɔ so wɔ kokoa mu no orafoɔ bɛtu ho anamɔn enti papa so ɔpa woma so na nyɛ nenum dɛ ne yie mu a.
It was not directed at the appointments committee in any way. It was completely not directed at the appointments committee, but only intended to expose certain matters and material that had come to his notice, allegedly that some people are apparently on the back of the appointment committee doing other acts which may not enhance.
Honorable Counsel, from the statement,
yes,
did he use the word allegedly?
No, on the proper, simple, direct reading. It says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointments committee. Our point is, who is asking them to pay the money to the appointment committee?
The appointment committee. The ate say okase ye Nana Atodaze. And so efunu beden won kwamenem. Yaso wonsemu ade a na yebum. Eduru baabi no na ono ankasa Oliver Baka Vamawo. Ede echeopa ede ma committee na numpo say mosema anka ne ye ya mode mepamocheo.
That my post was not intended to disparage members of the committee, and I have not intended to say that members of this committee have received or demanded bribes from various individuals. At no point was my statement intended to communicate same. And for those reasons, I apologize. Mr. Chair, the reason why I have left the post on and not deleted it, in fact, I did contemplate it, was because I saw that the words had been twisted and that it became imperative on me that I maintain the post in its original form. That if I was questioned on it, reference can be made to be able to verify it. This is the reason why it wasn't deleted.
So now that it's been resolved, will you want to pull it down?
Mr. Chair, I am happy to. As the conversation has generated, as indicated, and the clarity has been brought to it, I'm happy to.
Joe, you are hereby advised to also do a disclaimer of what you claim you are not responsible. Then we can pick it up from there.
Most grateful. I reiterate again categorically and for all intents and purposes, as I have done 4 days ago and continue to do, that I have at no point uttered those words. All I know about the statements that appeared on an MPP Projects Bureau Facebook account. That's it. I don't know the source of it.
Thank you very much. You may now proceed to let us have copies of your disclaimer.
I restorate. Dear yate say onini ano ne dear. Ono ye appointment committee ni Germany na nipa na opate ono de eye abrantie Oliver Baka Vamawo.
Yanko enzemfo froswing abanda dane penso asembe kopie court na efa eneyi sikasem esofo onmunyamfo Dr. Kessel to Forsen eni crash bia ono ankasa di ne nkwiti ebeka so ye businessman one Richard Jakpa eho na ne nyina ye ambulance o my Ghana ekokopre epeye ebra na NDC aban ba ko no ewo so afe 2014 besi 2016 asem ne de o my ma eyamwanim sem edi court akwani aba Emma afie twemu no kra no Court of Appeal July brenumu ebo asem ne guye eja won na eno ana anti attorney general de ema eno nti osan tu hwanamon epeja asem no ede call se court nsan ensomwe na onkyerɛkyerɛ Supreme Court ebra asem no kokopie ho no edi akwani aba enei attorney general ene oyeso afofoforo ewo omanyi emu wone Yewura Dominic Ayini enso so atiesim na wono nso so akyeremu de akyere Supreme Court say saa asem no ebe pie ho no omapo asem ni die omagyan omagya akyere die omapɛ ba bia to atwene nti nyade a wo mo beba asem no so ebium wei eya asem a ene akwa mu ama eno nti sade na no Attorney General Godfrey Eboadame ehwe kwan say Appeal Court no ejina ye osiye obebo ato aguo na ewura nom yi aba abeyi won ho ano no foforo ba yesi debi Oma bo asem na pe baabi ato atwene nya de omo to aso ntoma kochirim se e de akire quarter yense ntwe ne oto yenkra e free court Philippa Atanga e de mu nchirimu abrayen
na majority leader ononyamfo mama yarega ana ode adesrede ema NDC ni MPP nyina se omumma electoral commission breka krebi na emiamia wodo bi ayeto abawie ye de besi ne yenya emrasebedafo no electoral commission emuaboa no ho yie na wonkoye ho no mu adwuma sabi ajampani se aboa no bepima pim yie nti na ya okonechi na majority leader kire se one stakeholders ya edimu akotene titiri pe ba no abato no behia afi parties ya wodo asontakrata wom woni wom behia posifu ankasa nso woni wom behia na wom abrifu no se eba ne sai na saa mmea wodo miensa bi atia kam de besinne yenya amrasebedafo no tidi wom de beto nanim no no wahwe ho asem aka esia ye kasei aka mmea miensa Electoral commission ko ho no mu a wote a wote no wabasesini yentumi hu nipa a wadi nkunim ni nipa a wadi nkuguo process yesi yenkonko kan we said there be menti ase mempene na anim wo kra de aposifuo boya no ho ba se o ma ye krado o mu ba ma security mu ayire pa na mmea ya kan ya ba no na ye kama nso ankwa ankusiaga enti mrasebejafo befa asem ya to mu so na omatu hu na mo sade ye be ya emiamiensa akai ye benya mrasebejafo wo.
This house, as you know, has no mandate to go into electoral matters. This house has no mandate to go into electoral matters. All I can do is to try to ascertain the facts and report to you what the facts are. If the matter relates to the conduct of the police, then we could have invited the Interior Minister to, answer questions why the police is not complying with the court order to provide protection. But it is not the police. The police are ready at all times to provide protection. Indeed, the police co-opted the prison service, the fire service, the immigration service, all the services, they mobilized them in order to have the necessary troops to be able to provide whatever protection is needed. And so the police have done their work. The only issue is that 3 outstanding polling stations, and there's some dialogue going on. Let's just give them some time and see how the Electoral Commission resolves the matter.
Sanke kapa dia nkanya mrasebedafo asemwa but jampani se ye dijawa ne ye dia soawo majority leader ononyamfo mama yarega ene yete ne kase minority chief whip ayo nabo frank anodompre en wode adesrede ma majority leader se enokre asem bia ni wiase mu a emfa nipa ho enti wo mu minority fo wo mu agogo mu nsem sa na majority fo nso mungugu munsem na munyina muntu ho anamo sede be ya asumdue beba wo sa mmea miensen.
Appreciates the interventions of the leader of the house and also add that as a suggestion, probably it will be appropriate if the leader works hand in hand with the minority leader, and also to appreciate that yes, indeed, our locus in this matter in terms of law is limited. However, it's to show leadership. And colleagues, we have to understand that what has happened at Ablekuma can happen to any of us. They are simply shepherding the process and to ensure that what is right is executed eventually. In conclusion, I think Ablekuma, there are lessons that can be drawn from, lessons that can genuinely be drawn from Domi Kwabenya, where on a number of the polling stations, pink sheets that were destroyed, the Electoral Commission used scanned copies. These are lessons that leadership can help.
Asamnokura enyu obi nekuma abrewana na de nanso waya akura abrewana na kotehwe wone dati awuye no afibia so ne ye bo abrewana na wodin ya sa nipa kura ni din mpamuda timra sebejafo wo munkambom na wompre na asumdimra minority chief whip honorable Frank Anodompre William Gentu ni Emmanuel Akole
ye ko Environmental Protection Agency same po the authority. Environmental Protection Authority mpanifo na ebo kokose Obia wutu sika ko ewo yen suwansua ahodo so no. Twesan. Omo chese afedie esa trahye ejo nokwa na yapomuden edesan mu. Acting Chief Executive Officer ma EPA Professor Nanama Brown Kluchi ena ekase. Wachirechire mu se amanebo ene anamuntu ahodo mu tutu wachire ne yanhwe ya dachi nchirima. Womo ne yen ene ne yi obedi yen ho yaw. Yebese yene Prof edi nkomonti. Yen kwa homaso emra kakra. Prof Peace FM suni Marjoy.
Yeah, no.
Bejire se bibia aboko. Ide radiasi. Prof eba mining ewo ensuwa ho a. Efitete ena animdifo mabɔ ho kokɔ. Enso so obi bese ye wawawa a ye bode ena ne banche da. Ede na masa break kokɔbɔ yi wo gidie bi se be ye adwuma.
No, but that's the whole student and see away to so them I do can yeah announcement the Ghana Park has been to a different group Abakasa against illegal mining. Illegal mining here I mean their mind was only in two only on the southern in the corner. Then I'm maybe I live up there. Obi voting to go to only in two, another in center. It's only in the corner of Obia Oyedam. It's a EPA in Canada authority. I mean, in Canada agency. It's a Wabaya authority. It's Yenya, it's more popular. Obama used to go to the Dimano. The Yaya it's issue that you have. Young fashion and the in Canada to the Martian China. Now, I was one of the so there as a day. Ubiara always need two, only two, good, obey. There's a message about there in the one of them, or two good, or the new and sense and one day. My other last year doing that, one year for her day, it's a version of this man, 4 numbers of Akan. There now, a particular state will be a white and a commander. But baby, show why if you gain you. That's what they amount for a Ghana for. Maybe I beat that woman to Ghana, woman if you have one thing. Since the one day, there were the woman if you have one thing. Can you see that aspect what Ghana have meant that you do Ireland? If you young man to when you want to protect or your hand environment in true account. When you see my young Ghana white or there you so now you get to know that you say what I you this is some oil up to the sun and Kama Yawana. And send the book there the lady today go to the machine and wages. And now you send and wages and finally you think that I have been in Sino or when I get to Korea into water. If you ever together query or example, the better we get. Let it be to your Dama Ofe Wagana. It be said that while someone from 1 year, I feel Yana Monday or baby son, as son in Canada. Yan Yana Missy Marka was saying, but may I say a mechanism. And then I thought to see to fall anyway, others to keep your justice over Ghana House, the living more. Your name or their mental pollution. One on the way to minor, the way the whole from Common. It's a register there. Yama working at the time or Zamani. As a person in the past, young lady youth on your mom. Communities now where you're on. Yama what's today. I don't go for one Saturday, and I want you to know that the it's as dangerous as would be appointed then as me. Because comic is the fine line. Or it's dangerous, can kill you instantly. So in the end, it's Mercury another. When you did that book, making Otomamo, one day to be when you did that book. It's a case that's our money. Let's send to the meeting to Abaya. One day, maybe you give me a may I ask my Morgan.
Prof Meda say ne fa ba konso ene se enipa bi susu se sabe omo mu ko tu ska koyi sika mua omo botomu ode enti ni na won sika nti woma mane ade ne nkwanta obebo no abono ahwehwe ne chiempo no edrumre bi susu se political will aye de be di ho dwuma no eden wada roma wo we ubeyane den na ye
yeah it's direct to the so wa ba ni ba so obia all for according to Embrano the boy had that Embra on the baby say a politician is a gun on the house who pay me ya taxes to Benal is a gun on the house no control but Embra on you be them also I mean if you like by the new act 1124 no on my easy power to be able to pull bar prostitutes and I want to take the dinner. You see, I mean, that's how to face the phone, now other people get one on the camera. And you won't believe me. Now I made sure that go for why I see that was I'm in Brano. The regular, you're very well comfortable. I tell my no, you can't know where you are going to have.
Yes, Rose Rodin, a man was Sakasia Wutu. Why? You. I was not for penny power the Environmental Protection Authority and no Professor Nana Brown Clucci and na Yaneno Edisa and Como. Yensu and Sua Yagalam say, essay a ho at na ye and a bobre. A mwajina EPSC and on ya kakakre.
Na abai ene wonumua edeyaka yane kurambu wana edeyaka womu ayane mumu yadi womu ka ene kurambu nyini se ubi ampo deyaka ya mumu ni yade ka bebre enti Minister of Finance ene womu yadi womu aka no akwa akosi nkonwa womu aka sama enti ase ayaduma womu wie no womu de krate pie wotese nne nkran ha January da toso eduonu nkono aban ane wonumu a yade wonumu aka akwa ase atu adwene mu mu nyina adwe akobenkrom ti wode wansa sente ase apamo ase dia friend say memorandum of understanding no wo ma wure bi official creditor committee wo mu nyina sensa nkrata amayi nyina wo bi ate ase na Ghana yasi ada wonmu asio nyame nsiramo se eka yede mu nyina kire ye to nsafra mu se yensi nkonwa nto ato adwene ni yenhwe kwaya mbafa so amababo aye no mode wase yo enti amai bi te se China na France ya yede wo mu ka ye do so no wo mu nyina te ase de amayen na santi ase apamu eya kwanya fufuro kra de mayen ya ye ne wo mu ba yen hyehyɛ ebi eka ye de mo no ebetua ne sei ana mposa mo ntwenkwa anim kakra mayen ye fra ne se long term debt sustainability enti ye nyina te ase kama wo bia adbraba afi wose santi ase apam ya ye san ye sei no agreement no ye nyina yentem na santi ase no aye adwuma nya se efa baabi na eka obi atene ho ase enti ye nei Ghana ye ne wonumu ayede wo mu aka no yakasa enti ase aye adwuma enhyehye foforo beba eno na bia be enhyehye befa so a aka ayede wo mu si yetuo so wo mu twum ama ye so wo mu dibi chaye ni o so mu ya no dan efri sabrede krono na ebekire batente ase aye adwuma enti mem wo bia nsuro ye de kade batente ase aba ye Minister of Finance Public Relations Unit and what the secretary by
ebibiman ewo bedwa bi ya wo de bo eto a ankrankran ne nwumanyuma ne amaman ahodo edi ho dwuma no echi na se eto no etua no ho ntoto edi mu a wo se de ositintim obroni friend publications Edia wode ato so Africa Tax Administration Forum in Shemwase eno mako kasa de afasa publications yi ehom wo ma bodwa de nansa fa adwene de afa eto etua ene kirebo se yesimi ama awia ebom na yedan mu nsem adi na eboa ama akuaku ahodo ya ene se anwuma ahodo ne amaman di kasobom no ebetime hunu se de na emeko na dwuma na se ena Commissioner General Ghana Revenue Authority Owura Kwesi Anthony Kwesi Sapon echeche mu se ehia sasa Africa Tax Administration Forum no omo kentene won ho emma na dweso ye ne publication Annual African Tax Outlook no womutimi edi ho dwuma wo se sa amane bono eboa ema atenaya ahodo ye sikasam eni adane eni akuaku nkaya eni amaman ni nwumaku ahodo di kasobom te se World Bank, IMF, African Union, World Health Organization, United Nations Development Program, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, ene ekueku etete se no womutimi esi ginaye ehunu niama ahodo a ekọ eso enunti ena wo susu ho se Africa Tax Administration Forum for Nankentine won ho ema saa ma ne bono a e wo se epie no ato din Africa Tax Outlook no wontumi fendi dwumayi.
And therefore, your work is very, very important to a wide spread of stakeholders. And I believe that the 3 days that you are spending here, you make it a while to ensure that all stakeholders that depend upon this publication actually benefit from it. It is against this background that we in GRA expect that the ATO or the publication to be made timely, and as Dr. Adai mentioned, that going forward, my recommendation is to strive to bring it even earlier than as it is today, and it will help all of us to do so. Again, it is important that the publication serves the platform that it has been created for.
Ora Anthony Kwesi Sapon, Commissioner General, Ghana Revenue Authority ne ena ote yeno. Na Manager, Africa Tax Administration Forum, Ora Frank Mboyamba, enso so echirachire niema hodo bia ni so ewo mu hyiamu no ase.
This continental event is part of the ETA service to the members' initiative to expand the analysis of continent in relation to the tax context and the revenue performance analysis. To achieve these important initiatives, ATAF reports this analysis annually through its African Tax Outlook publications, and ATAF gathers tax administration data based on specific thematic indicators with agreed definition among African countries. Participant countries collect information on indicators from following 7 themes, such as the tax rates, tax base.
Onipaitine kasai ye Ura Frank Mbuyamba, wanone manager, Africa Tax Administration Forum, Naomi Obenewa ene diamani bui ebreyen.
Na West Africa Gas Pipeline Company Limited, ena umukasi. Umu yankofo a umu transport natural gas ewo West Africa hanum se ya ebakama ma stakeholders ya umu de ye umu adwuma nyina obi anya ne chefa. Na I think esebene January de tosonson wo ena umu de betu dwa se umu be sat down. Umu be sat down na nkofo si ye asemu aba. Enti January de tosonson umu chan kakra. And we mutuko February da etosumienu. Na corporate affairs manager Emma Wapko Ura Isaac Dukun and Watesu anyabu apaye na ya machines and womudi yejuma. Na machines no 5 years biya yejuma sa asasu musiesi machines no. We kra say 2025 die ya umube say omuye bi kra 5 years ago and we must say be na mfidie no said ye na adwuma no se ebre so se no wan siesie pe obema e the problem kase pa aba e wo mu se nkofo bebre no asu se we di omu tumu pe dum so ene ye komu wo se da bi ebre tia we bi umbe siesie no kama asa ye adwuma na wone nsamkyerafo kwaprobo e wa atoabo ena wode we tudwa.
the pipeline or then ye cars cry or ya de call mechanic every month and you can change oil your maintenance. It's my year every 5 years was a pipeline year home maintenance. Now ye there maintenance now ye in a pipeline 50 time ye the two hollow. Or then BBA atochi or more said yes sana it's only in a year but in prempi so say the madina ama nipana antiasia oh yeah na information and na some alcohol nebia on yeno kwan inti ahona woye the bofo media na azino ye feed there say ye no omba ha na ye ni ho ndi nkita ho at least my ye no obeti ase na we tuma ama correct information no.
Na Ankra Isaac aye corporate affairs manager Emma wakon wo kyerɛkyerɛ mu yo and what I say maintenance no a wo mo ye no nyese bi a boapaye se wo mo de ba beti aban aso da bi na mom eba boa aban no ankasa no wo matumi asom yenye pa
gas now on pipe no no broni beka do ye corrosive se Akan e there ewo mpoano kura na ewo inchense na aze oya owi na achi na inti gas no on pipe no no se otum cool down or down from gas to liquid na them in sooner liquid no ye no obotum editi pipe no only in every 5 years no na ye cleaning na ye also ye check there pipe no mu corrosion bi or kodwa na ye hu dem na ntemara na ye tuma eden ake siesie nse na obe ya corrosion on do time obe dizi pipe na na efie bo wan there ebi na mpo no do na was ye hu water bubbles wa ha na it's because of that
na enu ati no watrese o we nu kra ye wo option mienu Ada say obe use gas and say obe use fuel. Enti maintenance ye koso no e magana ni bia akura komentu.
Stations will produce power mahen. Ebinum use gas. No otum so use liquid fuel. On internet yema aban advanced notice there or say them read or say ye inti me sure that aban angasa ye na hihye stations wotum use liquid fuel water liquid fuel na ma inti say ye short pipeline na gas nko at least them power plants wo liquid fuel wotum there what they generate power na ma inti ye gin there it should come to that because aban na ye hihye water liquid fuel those power plants will use wonya gas.
There is a corporate affairs manager Emma West Africa Gas Pipeline Company Limited. Ora Isaac Duku. Yenia apia dankwa Rock FM.
Ye ko address seche dumase kropomu. Na ohina wo frante ye kro wo address seche dumase ho a woni nana usu seche bobo a otoso miensa na ekasei. Nana se sade na nse na ntwikafo ede wan na ntwie enam mikrofon emfuom esen mikrofon fudie no ha adwen woma ka aka na so enkonkosi aga ama se omanfo ye wo mumfuo obi kokodo cashew brain mojania kodua na eduru se afefa wie no na obi aboa kodidim enkrofo edua aburu aye mobbo banche emo ye hwe bayire eno ane se na ntwikafo yi edi nkrofo na musa enti amakuaye aye den e woni pom ho nti wo sraban esra bambofo se o madaroma o meboa wo
Esemu ya koso mfie bebre na etu ho na mo tuotuoto maka na sisi amekase baabi a megine so ohwe machi ho a obiafo no man nye nipa no na atwa emo ano na awe no santi afowura no waboka banche bayire katie beans ene mo na de ha adwene se banche no omo ba no mo na tuom atwitwam agu ama mo no awe obayire so so ombeto se apata na omo adwiri na mo na awe beans oba no de sekan wom na wadwiri na mo na awe yes ofa okrumu a sese mo ano se we nyina nka cashew ne de bebo ye ho bra enso so cashew no obekọ na mo na be fase na de wase nyina omo de kọ nti wo fowura no ebetuma di na otwe na wunya ba kokora na ho owia na ofin se esere da no anu atwaja atum no ahyesere no nti omo mfuo bi wo ha na fuo 10 acres cashew na ahye ebi de 5 acres ebi de 20 acres ye be sere wura mampanyi ne mane ye Ghana nyina hye na se prante so ka ho bi se ye mfudie kon mo de fa so wo ha na ayoro ho
Frante ni na no usu sechire bobo ye otoso miensa asem yachi ne manfo nso eka ahomete a wo mo famu
Yentia, Yania Bla Boko Jansa Bridjan and say, yet ye chrome, and then cheer, woman fledula, woman by say a hands you won't know, woman be guasa, Chesa and Niama, Adiasa I had done, then and cheer no young foom. I never told Konoma so in Yemena. Ya, yet mean to him.
Ya dear Banche, ya dear bro, ya dear Tia, Hatia Pan, a year, Juma. Yabekwa ngura mna ntwia akwawe no mabubu ya banche yanya hwe babasia na anom sikose samatea hwede ya ntwia ya atea yakeka atea no musa ya kofa enye yie enti yasra ban so momwa ye anya sare a ene kuroma nyina obete yakogum
edi kan yeko MP ho ede ko tuna anim yeko MC nan so e ko ka kire no yeko police commander municipal police commander ho yeko mo nan so ko ka kire o mo a ye hu de ebesi na afi na amoa no egusu na mo
adwuma ni ho a ene nipa beye youth na Greek nso ya no so friend for so mbia nye adwuma no enti se ye pese ya kire sa aban meboa ye ne wan pam ne ntwere ma ye sa aban entime mpam no a ye ne ankasa no ya de mra ba hye nsam ye ma na ntwere ne wono ma we ne ma nkwa ka se mani wura nkoton no enni
ya metisem ode muni mukrofo ani bere efo ye nafem na obeti hasuo kwabna na abewie na obi so ye na boa se nipa kro be pede obroni fe ranch ni bi ana obebo mo na gubuom ana no abepe ne kwaye a wo se ha ye me kwaye me mo antena mu ni di no wo ya akose apetampe wo wafuo ena omu medidim na odidim wie a wasanya akokodro wo pe ahahammo nti asan atwaja e de atontente no ahye obi investment bi mo bosia ena omo bo no mo de kokodo wo ye wo mo ayen wo mo ai pe ba bi fa wo mo agu ai wo dwen ho a wonte ase wo nim dia o de be ye mo ano ye wo mo pe ranch na for mo gum na mo bia wo no zu ye na fu odo so wo no
de wo pe obi ube dua bayire ema bayire bebo shebra wo bebre na wakotu ne bayire gu ho okwa wo se memwa ne nwe nipa kro bayire nyina
na mema boa
soya beans na menkoto na wode se ka wom na nipa kro beans nyina gu fam na wo mu awe ni nyina just like that
asem we say kwabna ebubo say a omo kan say ma ne bi ka say mpanimfo amamu a de besie nye ya na wo no okay ni bere eti yesre bambofo ena yesre bio interior ministry say ye pamochew na no asem we say gentre ha anya papa ekowi ase no na abusuakuo baako ene omanfo na aba dane wontem ohawo wo be kom nso so kra wo akwabna be ka so mo na eyen emoa no na nya ne dia obi ya oye Ghana ni dia ene ono no temanya ne ho pe ono ne fa so bum nti obi dia be se ya wo mfa ho asemi asefefe ya nso no na gentre ha na nya obi ne kumantwi
anya kura authentic anya kuyani no ne source of money anya mo kan say livelihood
ne source of livelihood
eno ne saade no a aboa na kɔre
no to fa na mo kopem dan
afinu be kwa awie no authentic na 1000 Ghana kura wo hunu bi
wo de wo se 1000 kwabana de
afinu be kwa awie na 1000 Ghana wo hunu bi da
kwabana kuyaye ho hwi ni ho a efo kuyaye ho hwi ni ho a efo ne do enyefo ne dua aba wo di dua enyefo
na kura
titem enyefo ensuo kura enyefo
fie na ode akọ
galamsefo ametu na sase ama ne han ampoto ne ho a wo se mama anantwie aba bahwe ne nobaye
nyina just like that. Executive member Kantamanto Disaster Interim Committee Ekins Boati Mensa ena wode asemi tuja watrese committee no ene Electricity Company of Ghana, National Security, Ghana National Fire Service ediesia ema umu atu agene hwe kwan obefa so a eja esese wa Kantamanto no ebi NCBO na wode asemi ya tudwe na ekuo baako Used Cloth Dealers Association of Ghana ede niyama enye kuma 520 packet roofing sheet. Yeah, no say womuchasa red caps. Okay, kabomu abesa 10,400 pieces. Esa aka ho womude kwama won misa wanje na wonfa nkrakra won.
Ampa ejano share na ha ne olai say pon 6 o'clock na yetumi yo gate ha yo street wa enti boss 6 o'clock e dum kan ye bia wo ha bia aha na me no ka say electricity ba ko pa control oyes ni nyina yetutu gate mi yo security o mo ye nuane no so ya mo bia ati ase say wo be no aduane afi ba bia wo na wo dia badum ha abeto eno pa won so a ye yi ba bi pote dia ma e wo mo ye aduane nyina wa akira ha obusa so ko cho ba fuma o mo nyina o ba bi fa but from now going in there ye mpese obi di gas ba be si ha na asari ato rent ba esan say ye ne fire service for Asia and any ECG so Asia obi ade the measure saba ye bo ho man say dey ato 2013 and dey asa to en no ensan entos bi ye da ye importers wo mu krabro ni wo efri amanone de ba o mem ha beda o mase say o mu so mo anyi ama say dey adofo bi anyi ama no o mu so aba no ma be ye mwa
o mu so aba be ye mwa. The Ateneka say executive member Kantamanto Disaster Interim Committee Ekins Boachi Mensa. Na chairman ma Use Clothing Dealers Association Jeffrey Abrokwa Boachi Yadom. Ena wachire senti a wode nneoma ekwache wo.
Ne krani market way say omuni wa yensu importers yensu yeni ho because yeni yedi enema de ba na yedi feed market no eni to so omuni wa krepa ni yensu importers yeni ho because o hwe sika ahye wa pa no a eso ana o hwe yensu a yeyi nema na yedi asopra wo no omo so omuni ma ahye no me ka kire wa eye big money ebi kwambo no hwe omutimi ensole bi omo akra nema de ba no most omo sika ahye because enema na ahye na ha na okokoda neka obi ene ho otuma koda neka because yeyi na yehu say market na ahye kra ntino eni da so ni ba bia eni da so ne say ebi hia emwa every we bebre so omeboa yen na yen so yetimi ye de abo market no mo so omotimi aye adwuma do ne hye no yen so ne ya wa anti yehu ne ko so ina yehu ne mpanifo ne bi aye omudi sika abeboa.
We chairman ma Use Clothing Dealers Association Jeffrey Abrokwa Boachi Yadom. National patron Emma Association ne Yera Oscar Po Ankuma or the Kakraka.
So far, no, and near ma, Yadia no Okambomoa, a 520 packets. Nebo, a 650 Ghana new cities. Yedi kind at the 100 packets a buy. If you on yes, I 120 packets, and then yes, I 100 packets, and 200 red caps, and also Okani Yabomoa, a 520 packets. Oh, they said, yeah, Yantimin Cassa and one no. Yeah, Cassa, yeah, a diabay, a basso, and I say, and so. They say, no, yes, I coso, I'll say, a dofonoma, on no, and Maya, and on Betty and Cassa, Cantamantuashi, on a Maya Muano, on Betty Biasaba.
Cantamanto Ashe. We a national patron Emma Association no Ura Oscar Po Ankuma, Yenia Abdullah Dasmani. Ya humeka sebo no sutia we bia besisia.
Shinya yasin bet ya washisha wunhu. Bibiara ni ho a eyese wonso we save ya to ho. Esa ne bet saver feature antino. Sempo wo bet no ayira. Wo betimi anya sika. Ebiom wo bet ya washisha na mo a sika wo de bet ye no. Ye Sunday ma o. Eni ne ekeka ho bebre. Bet saver e wo bet we nku aso. Ne nya ne ma hodo ekeka ho. I say, Enshisha Kakra, Gaming Commission of Ghana Sashasiye, Uni Fie Nuachia, Enko. Betway, Nadia Kika Hu Bebre.
Happy delightful Jew. Swachulala, chichi sauce. Afrana pa. A pepashu breakfast and was in woman. Joe happy delightful juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. And you may a bread and fifi. Timosha fridge man. Happy delightful juice. One of what? And you be happy to relax anyway. So I know when you're. Let's say what a tremendous happy delight free juice. Offer a baby I bring you all day long on free juice. I'm happy delight. One different flavors, different size. You number 1 liter. Number from 150 and 250 ml. A baby will healthy life shows on your supermarket. Happy delight free juice. Loaded with taste.
Shinya yasin bet ya washisha wunhu. Bibiara ni ho a eyese wonso we save ya to ho. Esa ne Betway bet saver feature antino. Sempo wo bet no ayira. Wo betimi enye sika. Ebiom wo bet ya wahihye na mo a sika wo de bet ye no. Ye Sunday ma wo. Eni ne ekeka ho bebre. Bet saver e wo Betway nko aso. Ne nya ne ma hodo ekeka ho. Kaise enhihye kakra wo. Gaming Commission of Ghana sashase. Uni fie nu wotwe a enko ho. Betway nya de ekeka ho bebre.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Yama yetie for akwaba kase bono asi. Amansan chiame kwabena mafo ena.
Nana ya kunedu.
Yadi aseda ma Osons Chemistry awade Osons Garlic Capsules. Ebua ma immune system nya hode kuti anya wenti. Yadi anka wonto form da. MT wa Ghana fana baby abekobia MTN ewo ho. We there for you everywhere you go. High Sense Ghana. Home appliances ya papa this year si fie no office nyina ewo na eto free. Some penny mapa. Me this year si me fie, me this year si me dan foforo amesi office no a. Wo de ko High Sense ubenya ni nyina bi. Everyday price for everyday people. Dolphin roofing system border so. We si dan na wie bia ya baako. Anase we si abom bebre opede obebo so kama. Eye Dolphin roofing system. Fa we nature is Legon Trinity Theological Seminar. Omune Allied Fuel Station ye opposite in Champe na wo. 0543661716. Budget cash and carry the Brugens energy drink here. Ebua manipedua ni nya hoden obeye adwuma de muni nyina ya wanin ha wonte bre ya nom 20 years ago and iguso ayenom wan say o pedudu atu a budget cash and carry fra wonum was 0208128190 0208128190. Raoul's Pharmaceuticals at the High Lady Virgin Feminine Wash by. And the Adrun so a High Lady Virgin Mister. Na much less a Ghana for Munimo at the pa. At the pan a ton one pa. Or ba quaffitire naso what yawa it was here. Na feature kwaso maye ya and also a 2 year. A friend of High Lady Virgin Mister. So pedudu etua. 0248 707270. 0248 707270. Ebusia for a Champions League and so koso. Edama se ama mumonitia. Erade asumti nkamu nyina.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM.